Hello ladies and gents, I'm Indifferent and welcome back to From the Depths Adventure Mode. First thing you probably may have noticed is my ship has stopped doing a little bit butt wiggle. That's because I've added in this PID system, the AI PID, which apparently does change according to what the AI is doing. The output is saturated on purpose. That's because if I adjust this gain too much, then the ship will stop turning. We'll just show you quickly what happens if I delete it. Will actually begin its wobbling back and forwards, and it will eventually get into a system where it starts doing the little twerking maneuver. It's going to be just going quite long range, and there we go, just beginning. And yes, this will actually just the new PID system actually prevents it from doing that entirely, which is nice and simple. So just set it up very basic. It's a naval yaw, a little bit of derivative time, probably don't even need it that much. It should just prevent it from wiggling around so much. Now the weather in this zone is pretty good. Unfortunately I don't want this really nice weather. I've got a couple of big aims. I want to be working on this rear shell here. I want to be putting in these guns. I actually need to check how high these guns are because that's only one layer of metal. I think they're meant to have 2 layers of metal defense. And also need to core out this area and add another 9-meter turret in, or turret mount, to add the new flak cannons in, the ones which have the ejectors and therefore much less explodey and volatile. First of all, let's work on this turret mount, and probably add one of them in. So what I've done, I have armoured up the top here, so it's now 2 layers of metal on the top, and I've been able to afford one of the guns. So, I just need to set up firing constraints so it doesn't end up shooting my own ship. And the fog has descended quite rapidly. Just give me a moment while I set this up. I'm really hoping to get out this area soon. I'm going to try and go through a portal, but this is just horrific weather. Doesn't mean I can't be seen. If I just do detect view and change it over to visible, yeah, it can be seen for a couple of kilometers away. Of course, heat actually is fairly low for most directions as well, but apart from behind. Behind with all those thrusters, yeah, you can see me a mile off. Otherwise, though, my ship is actually quite cold, which is interesting. I was expecting the exhaust at least to be better. Oh, hang on, they're pointing up. Yeah, got a slightly higher up. Radar signature, my ship is, because it's all fully out of the water, the radar signature is huge. Sonar, oh, it can actually be seen. Ah, ship is running a little bit lower in the water. I'm going to try and increase the altitude, I think. That's interesting. And the altitude is set to 8, but it's actually not pushing myself up. It's still at 7. Just push it up to 9. Let's see if that improves it at all. 8.5. That shows, yeah, it's having difficulty. My ship is actually now too heavy. I'm going to have to add more flotation device on. Oh, though, about to head through this portal. So let's get rid of the detect view. Come on. Slow up as you go through the portal. Oh, my ship is actually beginning to fight something. What are you going for? I hope. Oh! What? Just went. Oh! Blah. I accidentally moved through an easy portal. Darn. I thought it must have spawned in because I was heading towards a red portal. That's what I ordered my ship to move towards. Well, that's irritating. I was trying to get the difficulty harder. Okay, let's try and find some portals and go through some harder portals. Get the difficulty up to, I don't know, around about 5, maybe a little bit more. Going up through 1 or so at a time just doesn't seem to be getting the difficulty up to where I'd like it. Ooh, a martyr has appeared and it's just getting bombarded by everything. But it appears eventually one of my shells hit it and knocked it out. And there goes the nuke explosion. Kaboom. With all the missiles. Yeah, those missiles are pretty effective, must say. Torpedoes there as well. They relocated. Oh, that sunfish is also now dead. Fair enough. My ship is really ungainly at the moment. It's taking me about 5 minutes just to get through this portal. I keep on overshooting the damn thing. I've been having a lot of trouble with the ship, well, swaying, well, like this. It's trying to travel towards this waypoint, and it keeps, like, swinging left and right and just oscillating really far. It's not a little bit. So I'm just currently adjusting the AI PID controller just to try and reduce this. So I've just increased the gain considerably, and it does seem to be helping, because without it, it was a lot worse. So it's trying to yaw, but see, it's just still over yawing slightly. Because, well, I've ordered it to go to this line. It's just trying to go back and forth along here. Let's think it there. See if it'll over-yaw again. Yep, there it goes. Far too far. Ah. So an enemy water buffalo has just come in range and is now receiving the full weight of my firepower. I just hit it straight away there. Ooh, and again. Took out its main gun there. Not so explodey because it's not APS, but yeah, that's pretty gutted. Its AI is still alive, but it's lost all the other control systems. So I just ordered my ship to come over and grab the salvage of this thing. A Gotha. Ah, a Deepwater Guard plane has just spawned in. Oh. And while I was looking at that, it got hit, and the entire thing was blown to pieces. Okay. Fair enough. The pathing is weird sometimes. I'm just ordering it to go straight through the portal, and it's basically trying to avoid it. I'm gonna go straight through. I think it's just... There must be like some sort of actual grid. Well, you can see there are like grid marks here. So it must be trying to get to one side of it and then going through. Yeah. It appears there's like a grid line. If I order it, it's trying to get either side of the grid. So that kind of makes sense. It's just how the game is, how the map is functioning. Here we are entering a new area. This one is now difficulty 4.13. I wonder if we'll actually meet something worth fighting. One tip, if you are ever building anything, remember to paint in fleet main. So select this colour. So always paint using this. So then when you want to paint your craft, you don't have to paint the whole thing in one go. Because I can adjust that, but I do want to end up using this in the campaign at some point. So I'd like it to be painted in fleet colours. I haven't decided on my fleet colours yet. I'm just choosing black at the moment because it is really obvious what I have and haven't painted. But yeah, this is going to take a really long time to paint the whole thing. We have a twin guard mothership and its little drone. This little drone is currently flying towards me. The little lag spike there was the mothership being, well, its primary gun being detonated and all of its ammunition supplies. Looks like the railgun hit here, and then just blew up everything through the entire vessel. Excellent. Let's see how this little drone does. Hit by the particle accelerator and flies out the sky. Excellent. We are now facing a marauder. I'll say, oh, I haven't, finally getting on to higher designs. Then I remember one of the earlier episodes, I nuked a marauder at point blank range, didn't I? So, no, it's still not actually getting any harder. Marauder, though, is very pretty when it gets blown up. So, let's turn off the interface and watch the confetti fly. Hey, level up! And it's just disintegrating fully. These slow long-range missiles aren't really doing anything, are they? Torpedoes even less. They're enthusiastic though. They keep going forever. An Onyx Watch Behemoth has just started receiving inbound shells and losing bits of its hull already. This is going to be quite an easy target. It's good weather, so I should have very nice visibility on this thing. And it's a big lump of metal, so I should be getting nice signatures from it. From all angles, really. It's nice and slow, so no avoidance whatsoever. I'm thinking at these sorts of ranges, the increased velocity might be more beneficial, because it's such a ballistic trajectory, it's very hard to hit anything, particularly as soon as it goes under the water. In fact, have I lost sight of you? Oh no, I'm actually over 5 kilometers away. Oh, okay. Pull back up the interface. I'm interested to see if the torpedoes have been launched. Yes, they are. So the torpedoes are actually going to hit the target. You can see the shadow of the ship. They do, hopefully. Oh, they ran out of... almost out of fuel? No, they've still got a bit of fuel. No, they have actually just run out of fuel. Oh, only one hit. Oh, that's really quite disheartening. They had a really good go for it though. And actually, because they were so close, when they actually ran out of life, it detonated and did actually still cause some damage. Oh, it's a real shame. The next load though, these are looking a lot more hopeful. Oops, I just destroyed my own Hearthstone. That's where the screen suddenly went green. I'm still dubious as to whether or not they're even worth it, but they do give me additional protection against submarines, which I haven't got much defense on, so I will keep them for that, though maybe EMP warheads will be more beneficial in that case, because if you destroy a load of components on the submarine, even surge protectors, you can quite happily get them down to below 80% health, and since they're already underwater, they're sinking. So they despawn quite readily. So the damage I took in that fight looks like it was actually a misfire from one of my own torpedoes. Looks like it fired down and destroyed part of my hull. So I'm just going to double check that they're actually ejecting properly. Upon checking the ejectors, I have not set them up correctly. They were pointing in one direction. So rather than flinging the missiles down here, they were just kind of trying to launch them up and nothing was happening. They were getting tangled with the propellers and then exploding on my own design. So that's a bit irritating. Always check that whenever you mirror things, you do both. A Lightning Hood's laser thrustercraft has come in, and by the time I just got to it, it's just already been hit and AI deaded. Poor thing. Doing alright with painting. It's getting there. It's taken ages. So yep, grabbing that resource, that one, and then going through another portal. First enemy of the new zone appears to be, let's zoom in faster, appears to be one of the Onyx Watch designs again. Ooh, I haven't seen this one though. The Churl. Of course, it's still a pretty large target. Like many of the Onyx Watch ships, in fact. Seem to be sinking. Ah, yes. Big hit through the centre there, making a big hole. Absolute barrage of missiles. Problem with these long-range missiles, that's why I quite like the torpedoes, is that these skim so low to the water that, well, one there, they're falling actually into the water itself. So they aren't going to be able to get anywhere. There we go, basically finished painting up the majority of the ship. There's still little bits here and there, like on the missile launcher. I think I've missed a ton under the ship as well, because it's really quite difficult to see with water. Kind of need to do that in the actual designer itself, lift it up and then go from there. Oh, there's a portal. Let's go through that guy. I do have a nice amount of resources. What I'm going to do with this though, I'm going to use it to strip out these guns, put in the new 9-meter mount, and then I will be able to upgrade those to the ejector based flak cannons. Well, high explosive flak cannons. And that will be a nice improvement on the damage output of this ship. Just going to take away from being so dark though. Just get rid of that. So build menu, go to main, make it all pale again. So I just haven't quite decided what colours to go for it yet. Not a tremendous amount has happened since the previous segment. Basically, I have gone around and fitted up the new 9-meter mounts. I have a layer of heavy armour there and a couple of layers of metal up top. And also, from a few combats, I've actually been able to fit the first of the guns. So that's now in place, and it has been working. It hasn't been noticed particularly effective as of yet, but it has. I've only really just placed it. Got a few resources, mainly from a couple of other really basically duplicate ships we were facing right back still at difficulty 1 and 2. I'm still going through the difficulty levels because I want to try and meet something a fair bit tougher. So just heading through this portal now. Let's see if we meet anything interesting. My ship is still experiencing a little bit of drift issue. So I did try to order it straight through there, but it's kind of drifted and swung around a little bit. Still not entirely sure how to fix that, but I'll think of some reasons. But if anyone has an idea, it would be brilliant to know. Oh, and it's a new area. Where am I? Okay, over here. Just order myself west to try and get some slightly better weather. Just because going east apparently makes the weather worse. I got distracted. The Christmas event was announced on the forums, and I have decided to make a Christmas design. I've made a snowflake. So, this snowflake will fight. It's pretty useless. It's not especially good, but it can order it around. As you want to, just spawn it in, because it is created by merging spin blocks together. So if you destroy the vehicles, you'll just see how that works. So I'm going to spawn it in. So they're together, they then lock in to 45 degrees, and then the PID system sort of takes into place, and eventually, yep, there we go, it begins spinning. This was talking, so I've had to put counter spinning there. And yes, it's pretty useless, it can barely take out anything, but it's all for a good little bit of fun. So here, each one of these contains a missile, so it launches them out like that. They contain EMP and frag, because EMP is nice blue, Christmassy colours, and frag so it actually does some sort of damage. And it's more presence. More presence is always good. But it's also not... It does okay, so hopefully this will be accepted and be part of the Christmas campaign, which will be coming up in the near future. Hopefully I'll get to play that as well. So back into the campaign, well, the adventure mode, not the campaign. A couple of things I do want to do. I do want to try and take this out and replace it with the new railgun. But that is going to be a real mess because I have to expand the 3 thick armour in all directions. So, not looking forward to that. That's going to be right awkward to do. Still not facing an enemy for a while. Difficulty 6. Still nothing. There's a resource zone over there though. So things are beginning to spawn in. So hopefully some enemies will be soon. Otherwise, not much going on. It's just a little bit behind on the recording. That snowflake took me an entire afternoon to do. It was only meant to be a little project and I spent all night on it. So there you go. I've just been in a couple of combats and the ships come in. My ammunition is actually struggling a little bit. I'm only doing passive regen because processors are so horrifically expensive. I don't think they were rebalanced properly when the system went from multiple resources down to a single resource. Because it used to burn metal to make ammunition, now it just burns material, but material is considerably more expensive than metal. Let's go see what we're fighting now. Oh, too late. It's already dead. I've seen this Scarlet Dawn ship before, but let's have a look at the new HE flak guns. Didn't remember to put... Yeah. Oh, little detonation there. Kaboom. Well, doing rather well. Doing a lot of damage. Already made it plant straight into the sea. Means the rest of the guns should have difficulty hitting it. Though one hits, takes off the back of the ship. High explosive mortar has now begun firing. An absolutely huge array of projectiles being launched at this poor little ship. Or plane. Yes, you are too damaged. Ooh, a white flare zealot has actually come up and snuck up on me. And I haven't been shooting at it because I forgot to configure my new weapons to fire at the fastest and other targets. Though this guy is kind of sunk. Doesn't seem to be working quite right. It's meant to be a hydrofoil and then just completely ram you. But no, it's just kind of below the waterline at the moment. There we go. It's operating correctly, which is scary. It lifted up at just the wrong time and got hit by a ton of missiles. Oh, look at that. Slow down for the calculations, but that is a thing of beauty. I've been trying to get through this portal, but probably going to go through it now, aren't I? Let's go grab these last couple of resources, though. We'll grab that, and then probably head straight through the back portal accidentally. But whatever, I want to increase the difficulty anyway. What I can do, though, I can afford the new gun, so let's quickly mount that on this thing. Just been doing a little bit of hull shaping as well. Make the turret mounts actually look more like mounts rather than just lumps of metal. These new HE flak cannons look a lot more impressive. Big explosions, and also the high explosive explosions I think look a little bit better than the flak. This poor monkey barrel though. It's doing okay, but momentarily it's just going to get hit and then knocked straight out the sky. There we go, look at that. Bye bye. Hull adjustments are going well. I've added some more thrusters to each side, so these are slightly in front of the centre of mass. And also I've massively increased the array at the rear, which is slightly behind the centre of mass. Not much, so see the centre of mass is there. So we do have a fair tendency to actually strafe the craft as it's trying to turn. but it does seem to be doing a little bit better now with its manoeuvrability. Probably need to adjust the PID though, because the thrust is considerably better, so the gain is probably all messed up. Still, it's looking a lot better. The rear of the ship, I am removing the curved segment and going to go for a similar sort of segment to the central piece here, and then we'll also have additional thrusters in the middle there, unlike that one which is a solid plate. So it's going quite well, I think. A few other things: increased armour, so this is now pretty much 2 layers of armour all the way around those engines, and I have also cleared out a space somewhere in here. I was just going to build mode so I can show you. Cleared out a space in front of this gun, which I am going to be adding additional ammo storage in. So this space here, you see I've just begun adding some ammo storage. I'm going to add quite a bit more, and probably put a layer of metal or so in between the two to prevent the two lots actually exploding. But this should provide me a considerable increase in ammunition capacity, and also ammo regen, because they do regenerate ammunition slowly. Well, this is getting rather silly. I've been going through portal after portal, and the difficulty has gone up. I'm, 8.8 now, and I met Mosquito again. I'm sure I've seen this, or a very similar design. It's got a lot of high velocity rounds, but I believe my shields are just going to be able to deflect them all, so I'll just unpause, and we'll see what happens. Oh, that's annoying. It's actually firing so fast, my projectiles are despawning. So they're actually despawning. That is infuriating. I might submit the fact that it's causing projectile despawn. It's a very annoying thing for it to happen. It can be used as an exploit on your own ship, but that is irritating to say the least. Though it doesn't really matter. It's just that I generally like killing things, very long range. And if that one ship can do it, if there's a fleet of several of these in the campaign for the Quest of Anita, that will cause an issue. So that was the Mosquito. Still, took it out and go grab the loot. Only 1,000 or so resources, and go look for another red portal. See if there's something else out there. Still seeing designs I've seen before. This is another one. I was hoping that by, I've gone through a fair number of portals since, and yep, it's still not much going. Hopefully, I'll go through a few more portals, and hopefully then I'll actually start seeing some more advanced ships. Well, I have just pretty much finished the rear end of the ship off now. This is the sort of design I want to be going for. I'm somewhat 100% with it. I think it looks a little bit flat, though that could just be because I haven't actually got it painted yet. I'm sure some of that would be able to be removed. Maybe I'll just raise this gun up a couple of blocks, just so it can shoot over that one more readily, and then it will also make it look a little bit less flat. Also, I do need something to put in this area here, on either side of the primary railgun, though I will only do that once I add in the new railgun mount, which I have planned out, and I've set it up with 1 layer of heavy armour and 2 layers of metal outside of that. Unfortunately, if you get to the right window, this costs a ridiculous sum. 55,000 materials. There it is. That's the mount I want to be placing, but yes, 55,000 materials. It's a little bit pricey. But I will end up getting most of those resources back from destroying this current mount. I just don't really want to be doing it as of yet, because I've only got I haven't even got 4,000 resources in the bank. And so if I got rid of the current turret, I would probably have enough to build the mount, but not build the new turret, since that is also 30,000. Again, a lot more resources. So it's something I do need to sort out. But I'm quite happy with the way it's coming out now, though. And I think I do need maybe some sort of more of this wooden banding over this here. Did a little bit at the back, though not entirely pleased with how it's turned out. I do much prefer this here. I may actually just grab this and put it on the rear. It's a pretty similar size. Yeah, no, I prefer this to the rounded segment I had before, but I do want to maybe have another look at that at a later point once I'm a little bit more confirmed with what I want on the hull. Let's see what I'm currently fighting now. Flat cannon firing. Ooh, fighting a dark hammer. So facing the dark hammer here, white flares design, it seems very low. It may even be a submarine. Yeah, that looks like it's a submarine. Though I have my new super cav guns should be firing at it quite happily. Oh, and I've knocked off its rangefinder, so it won't be able to see me properly. Oh, those high explosive time shells are doing rather well. I wonder if that's a sign that I'm actually going to be facing something, well, more powerful and different now. Not exactly more powerful, but now at a difficulty level of 11. It just doesn't seem to scale that much. It scales down quite. The ships I face at level 1 is basically the same as level 11, which I'm not entirely agree with. Ooh, Jacob's Delight. That's different, because I've been facing the Jacob's Folly before. So it has a more advanced design, it seems. Well, the Jacob's Folly definitely looks like a more advanced design. It kind of looks like two Marauders strapped together, which probably is how it was designed. Quite a few Deepwater Guard ships are designed to look like they've just been clagged together from other designs. This is a similar sort of hull arrangement to what I'm currently using. Maybe I'll actually do this, add more ribs on. The game's going a little bit laggy in this combat. How long have I been running? Oh, I've been running for an hour and a half. I've been trying to keep all the sessions down to an hour, try and reduce any of the memory leak type bug which I seem to be experiencing. This thing can't be much left to this. There we go, 2 damaged. Excellent. And off grabbing the resource, I did take some damage. Probably lost a barrel or something. Okay. A couple of bits of damage there. I should be ignoring the salvage. However, that's all I have time for today. So thank you very much for watching this episode of From the Depths Adventure Mode with myself and Adifin. If you did enjoy the episode, please leave a like and or comment in the section below, as this is always great to hear from you lot. Otherwise, that's it from me for now, and I shall see you next time. Oh, my guns are shooting each other. But until then, I'm out. Goodbye!